Hello.
Hello.
Ambrose, how are you? Hello. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Oh, good evening.
Yeah.
Okay. So, sorry for keeping you waiting.
Sorry, quick,
Yes.
please, quick one.
Mhm.
I on this meeting schedule, I saw 4:30. Is it
Was
4:30 GMT plus one?
let me show
Hello?
you. Yes, I can hear you. It
I
was
said, I
supposed to
just
be
let me try
5.
to log in now. 5.
Yeah, 5:30. 5:30 East African time.
Sorry?
5:30. 5:30 East African time.
5:30 East African time.
Yeah.
That is 3:30 my time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, please, maybe you have to correct that on that link so that I know it's at 3:30, but I'm getting it confused with 3:30, if it's 4:30, you know.
Okay, okay. I'll rectify. I think the one for yesterday was I had added the long link for the Zoom call. So today the Zoom link is correct, but the timing. Okay. Yeah. I'll
Okay.
change. Yeah, I've noted that one down. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So on was it on Tuesday? I mentioned about a brief history of money. So this one is like I'll do a brief history of what is money, and the early forms of money. So for you to understand why blockchain is more important, and the use case it's the solution it's trying to solve in finance, or in money, uh, or to understand the reason why we have cryptocurrencies, you need to understand you need to understand the history of money. So before that, we yesterday we saw the a little recap about yesterday's class. We saw the different use cases and different places where blockchain is being used. We saw that in Denmark they have a vehicle wallet. In Ghana they have Ben, which is working on RAN registry. In UK we have hospitals working with AI and blockchain to monitor the temperatures of COVID vaccines. We have another company that is Masek, which is working with shipment and container, which is the largest container shipping company, which is working on a solution on blockchain. We saw on also on supply chain, we saw how IBM or Walmart and Nestela, and how they are using Hyperledger together with IBM to create supply to monitor or to track food supply chain. We also saw the different use cases where Massachusetts and the other organization have created a BrockSat, where students are issued certificates on blockchain. Apart from that, there is one in Philippine blockchain, which is in Philippine which is working on a blockchain solution for school. That is TomoChain. TomoChain is almost similar to BrockSat. It's almost similar to BrockSat. So there is a whole wide range of use cases. And also for you Damales, I dug deeper about how you can be able to use blockchain on civil engineering. You can actually use blockchain in shipment of in shipment and tracking of building the structure of itself, the structure of itself, using AI to monitor the stability of the building, and also where materials are needed to be transported. You can still use blockchain for monitoring the supply chain of in civil the supply in civil engineering, and also uh, labors in labor, and yeah. So that's on why blockchain is important, and why you would want blockchain to be part of your business model. So today, to understand more about cryptocurrency, I'll be talking about the history of money and how money came to be, and how this is also as a preparation for the next topic, which is will be on introduction to Ethereum. So this one, you will have to bless yourself for coding, and also, yeah. So without wasting time, let's go and yeah. So what is money? So when we talk about money, we normally think of the money as currency that we normally use, that is fiat currency. But money is a unit of account, is a store of value, and a medium of exchange. So anything that can be used as a unit of account can be classified as money, and anything that has a store of value that tomorrow has that item has value. Like for example, if you if you harvest cocoa beans and you crush them and you create the cocoa, the cocoa the solid substance that comes out of the cocoa bean, or the solid substance that comes out of the coffee beans, that that coffee or that cocoa becomes variable. It becomes as a store of value, and people can be able to use it as a medium of exchange. In olden days, people used to do that, and they used to hold a certain value, and there was a unit like 1 kg, 500 grams. So if I want to exchange a grains of rice to cocoa, we will have to have a unit of to measure it, and yeah. So that is what money is. It's not just the currency or the fiat currency that we normally use. People have been trading with different. If you walk into a casino, people have a way of they call them chips. So they exchange those chips which have value in the ecosystem, yeah, of the casino, of the crabs, yeah. That is money. So in early times, there are three types of money, and then there is commodity money, there is present money, that is money that has the present value at the current time we are in, and then we have future money. So cryptocurrency has the three of them. It has a past value, and it has a present value, and it has a future value. The same case applies to gold. Yeah. So in early days, we had commodity money. Commodity money was mainly used in various communities, and these commodities included livestock, grains, were used as money for many societies. Let alone people started the first record of you of before we go to uh, the 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 types of money or currency, or not currency, but the types of money that was used in those early days. We I mentioned about the characteristics of money, that money has four characteristics. It has to be scalable, it has to be divisible, and it also has to be accepted by wide ledger, by the community. So and the last one, I keep forgetting about the last one. Yeah. So yeah. So commodity, those are the characteristic of money. Now, the reason why commodity money was not used for a very long time is because, one, you cannot divide cows. Like one cow, you cannot divide a cow. You cannot divide a cow, or you cannot have a half shoe. If you want to exchange, you cannot have something. So commodity money has its own disadvantages, but it works for communities that don't have an elaborate ways, or people who just want to use barter trade as a means of trading. So that was one shortcoming of commodity money, and that led to use of cowrie shells. These are the shells. Normally, ladies use them for decoration these days, but in 1200 BC, China used it as money, and some African communities and some African communities used to use cowrie shells and beads. I think Maasai's used beads. Uh, yeah, they used beads, and the long distance people who used to do long distance trading before. Oh, yeah, and salt also was a form of commodity. Salt was form of commodity money. Yeah. So let alone by 1000 BC, tool currencies were adopted. They were miniature metal. These were somehow metals, metal models of spades, hoes, and braids, and the rest. So people used to carry a piece of metal, and yeah, they used to use metals as some simple metals as a way of exchanging, or as a form of currency, like tool currency. It was called a tool currency. Then in the 15 in the 50 561 BC, that was the first. This is the first true recorded king that had uh, the first true coin that was recorded. It has both the face and the tail. Yeah. In Middle Ages, that is the medieval coinage, was standardized by Kalmal age, when he conquered most of Europe around 800 AD. So metals, then a standard form of creating coins or current coins was created in the year 800 and 150,000 AD. They created a standard way of uh, creating currencies. So there is something, the links, like these structures you see here, there is something they call debasing a coin. Debasing a coin is a way, uh, debasing a coin, let's see, debasing a coin. So debasing a coin is altering a cryptocurrency, not a cryptocurrency, but or defacing the currency itself. So they had to look for different ways or another way to make sure that this coin is valid, its validity without having to alter. And that's when they came up with silver currency and uh, silver coins. And silver is hard to find, and also it's a strong metal that you cannot be able to debase or change. Then the first Chinese paper currency, due to to severe copper shortage, the Chinese began issuing paper currency, frequently reissues fuel inflation. So this is the first paper currency that was recorded. So paper currency is like a contract. Like let's say Ambrose has a specific amount of copper or gold, but you don't want to use gold, because if you use that gold, if you use that gold, then it will mean that you that if you use that gold, it means no, that is not there. Like, so it means that paper currency means is a show of owning something. Uh, I have gold, but I don't want to like physically produce the gold, so I will write a paper currency or a note of I owe you this amount of gold. So that paper is agreed upon by the community that this paper will be representing this amount of gold or this amount of copper. So when the copper or gold uh, when the copper or gold people have been able to get more golds from different mines, then they will be able to provide that specific amount of gold. That's how paper currency came to be. Then, let alone, King Henry issued the first tally stick. Tally sticks are like a way to show to like it's a stick that you light something. You light the number of you light the amount of money you that stick is worth, the amount, the value that stick holds. Like one to like different stick represented different value. Like one could represent like 100 bob or 50 to what we note there. Then paper money in Europe in the 1660s. Goldsmith notes are accepted as evidence of ability to pay. These notes mark the first use of banknotes in England. Then the New World, the colony of Massachusetts was the first colony to issue paper currency in the US. Then the first US dollar, to finance the Revolutionary War, the Congress issued a continentals. Due to oversupply, they rapidly became worthless. So when you are so this oversupply, you have seen different currency having total supply and circulating supply and circulating supply and total supply. So the total supply is the total supply of the coin that is intended to be to circulate to people, and the circulating supply is the coins that are already held by users in a community. Like so there is the issue of demand and supply when it comes to the value of something. So when there is an oversupply of cabbages, then the cabbages becomes the market rate of cabbages become low. So you are able to buy the cabbages at a very lower price. But when there is less cabbages in the market, you are able to buy. You will buy the cabbages at a very high rate. The same case happens to cryptocurrencies. They have a circulating supply. They have a total supply, and the same case also for for the fiat currency. They normally have a total supply of the coin and the circulating supply of the coin. So if we have an oversupply, then the country becomes the currency becomes valueless. It becomes worthless. Yeah. So this paper money became worthless, and then this the first bank. The first bank of the U.S. was chartered in 1789. So basically, the note had the value, the signature, and the hash, the same as the. So this is the value, that is 10, and then this is the signature, which has later been replaced by the signature in a blockchain, and then the number, the serial number, which is always represented somewhere here in some currencies, is replaced by a hash. So that coin, or that yeah. So this the second bank of the US, was founded in 1816. Its charters renewal was voted by Andrew Jackson in 1836. Yeah. And then during the free banking era, virtually anyone could open a bank and issue notes. Then after free banking by 1860s, it is estimated that up to 8,000 different notes were in circulation with varying degree of backing. An estimated 60% of all banknotes were counterfeit. So this led to the Lincoln signed the National Bank Act, which created a dual banking system. So the National Bank, chartered and supervised by OCC, could issue national currency. State banks, controlled by state regulatory authorities, restricted for issuing national currencies. So that's how, because of the counterfeit and everybody being able to like issue notes, then there was a need to rethink and come up with a new policy of how they will be issuing the notes. And that's when there came a central authority where notes will be created from. Then we have under the National Bank Act, notes were printed by the US Treasury. National banks were required to purchase US government bonds as backing for the notes. State bank notes were taxed at 10% and were soon driven out of circulation. So normally that's how most countries work like. Then there came the federal government issued greenbacks, which were declared legal tender. And then there was the gold and silver certificate. In an effort to increase precious metal reserves, the government began issuing gold and silver certificate in 1863. So there is something we also need to go deep about, is that the reason why the currency that different nations use is called fiat currency. It's because it's government imposed. The government saw that there was a need. Before they came up with fiat currency, there was this gold and silver certificate where people who had owned gold would be given certificates to show that they have gold worth this amount in the Federal Reserve. So it was a way of preserving those metals, and the paper, now the paper itself had value because it was backed by something. And that's how some of the stable coins have. They have similarities with gold and silver certificates. Because let's say, for example, like Dai coin is backed up by other cryptocurrencies. So that currency becomes stable because it has a backing of something. Then we have
Hello.
hello, yes,
Hello.
yes, I can hear you.
I have a question.
Yes, yes.
There was an issue concerning Tether, where they were saying the Tether in circulation is not the same as the Tether that they have in their reserves. So for these stable coins, do they have to hold the same value in their reserves so that they can release it into circulation?
The same value as
I don't know if you saw the issue.
the I haven't.
For Tether,
Mhm.
for them, there was an issue. They were being fined because the number of reserves they were holding in their treasury was not equal to the number of Tether coins in circulation.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they were saying they're supposed to hold an equal number of dollars in their reserves so that it can be equal to the number of Tether coins in circulation. Is that how all coins work, or only for the stable coins?
For the stable coins, currencies that are backed by the US dollar as yeah, that's how they work. It's the same. I don't know if you saw what happened to titanium. Is it titanium? Titanium. This coin. Something titanium. It's the same thing. Titanium. Titan. Yeah, Titan coin. There was the Titan coin. This one.
So for other coins like DAI, USDC, they have to hold an equal amount in their reserves.
Yeah, they have to hold an equal amount in their reserve. This is the case. What happened to titanium, Titan, and the iron. This other coin. So iron, titanium. Let me share on the chat.
What about now the volatile coins? How are they backed? Do they back up also like BTC? How are they backed up?
Okay, let's see. Okay, so iron titanium was backed by Titan, which Mark Cuban was part of. So some people are calling it lag pool because the developers are the ones who kind of initiated this thing. So iron titanium was backed by Titan. So the value of Titan dropped down to zero, meaning that iron titanium's value was also dropped. So it's the same case for this kind of stable coin. So if the value of dollar goes down, then the value of the coin also goes down because they are backed by the dollar. Now for these other coins like ETH and BTC, their value is derived, or their value is derived from the community. So the more the more it's actually backed by the community. So the more people accept it as a store of value and as a currency, then its value goes up. Think of it like this. If you started something like selling lemonades, if you have a lemonade stand, so you're given lemons. So to people, lemons don't have any value. But if you start creating a lemonade stand and people start seeing the value of lemons, yeah, then when you stop creating those lemonades, people will just come. Some other person will go and create their own lemonade stand, and then we have a lot of lemonades stores now. And that's why you in the crypto world or in the crypto world space, you are hearing people that they are saying that they want more people to adopt cryptocurrency because they want the cryptocurrency to be backed by the community. Other than that, there are other like Ethereum, apart from being backed by the community, by adoption of the coin by the community, there is project-based backing. So if that currency has a use case where people, like the use case for Ethereum or ETH is creation of smart contracts. So every person who is creating a smart contract has to buy ETH. Then the value of that cryptocurrency will be. So those are the two aspects of cryptocurrencies, how they get their backing. Yeah. And I believe the best way to go is a cryptocurrency that is backed by the community and use case and has a use case. Another example of such a coin is BAT token. BAT token. It has a use case whereby if you are using Brave browser, this one, this the sorry. This is the Brave browser. So if you are using, let me share. So this Brave browser. Yeah, this is Brave browser. So this is Brave browser. If you are using Brave browser rewards you for using Brave. And then if you continue using this coin has a use case. So if it has a use case, then it means that you can be able to use. So currently, right now, I have like one BAT for using it. I normally don't use it a lot, but when I use, they reward me for using, and also I can reward other sites like this site. This is Bybit. Yeah, I can reward this site. All content creators, I can be able to reward. So these are coins that has a use case. So there are coins which are normally called they are labeled as shit coins because they don't have use case. It's like a person like me deciding that I just want to make money out of people, or I want to leap off people money, and then I create a cryptocurrency without having any use case in mind. Yeah. I hope that has answered your question. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, I hope that has answered your question.
Yes, it has.
Okay. So that's how the US dollar, or that's how the US dollar, that's how the Federal Reserve was formed, and that's how they came up with the gold and silver certificate. So silver certificates continued to be issued until the 1960s, when the price of silver jumped to $1.2. And the Federal Reserve System was created in 1913 by Woodrow Wilson. The role of the Federal Reserve is to control the supply of currency, as well as regulate the banking systems. So the Gold Reserve Act was created in 1934 in order to deal with the banking crisis Federal Reserve orders US citizen as well as the Federation to surrender all gold coins, bullions, and certificates to the US Treasury. And that's when now the Gold Reserve Act in 1934, ownership of gold by US citizen was illegal until the law was repealed. And Nixon closes the gold window. On August 15, 1971, Nixon closes the gold window and the US dollar ceases to be convertible into gold. This marks the beginning of the current acronym system, the fiat currency. So that's how the fiat system was born, enacted, and it was imposed by the government. So the technically in a technical standpoint, the currency itself is imposed by the government. It has, so the government has power to continue printing money, and they make it to be the form of payment of the without being backed by anything, without being backed by gold or anything. Yeah, and we saw a problem with the government saw a problem. The US government saw a problem in I think in 2009, where 2008, when the world was in recess, and that's when Bitcoin was created. So to try and counter the recess, and to find a way that they can be able to like still have value in the USD. Yeah, because ever since Bitcoin was created, the US has never had a crisis like that one. So somehow I do believe that the Bitcoin was something which was initiated by the government or something. Yeah, that's something that people do debate about. Yeah, don't know. So the US government has ways to do that. So yeah, but anyway, yeah. So that's how the fiat currency was born, and every person in the world, especially here in Africa, we every coin is when it's traded against the dollar is it's something yeah. So this is now from 2008 all the way to now, we have digital currencies. Digital money or electronic money or electronic currency is a type of currency available only in digital form, not in physical, such as banknotes and coin. It exhibits properties similar to physical currency, but allows for instantaneous transaction and borderless transfer of ownership. So the best thing about cryptocurrency is that it has no border. So anybody who is in China can send you Bitcoin without notifying the local government that they have sent you Bitcoins, without having to consult your local bank. I want to receive this amount of money from China. Do you have? Do I have? Do you have operations there? Yeah, without even having to go through all those KYC and transaction cost. Yeah, so that is all about history about money. So there is another rock. There is a rock which was it's called rye. Is it rye stone? Rye stone for used for see this. Let me see. So Rhinestone. Stone use or used as currency. So there is a stone called limestone used as currency. Was used as currency. People used to go, think of it as a big boulder around a big rock, a boulder or something. Yeah, yep. It's called the yapstone. Yapstone or lie. It's a large stone disc, sometimes measuring up to 4 meters with a hole in the middle. So this stone was used as a trading currency there. So people used to record there the transaction. This is the lock. This is the rock, and people used to write the money like somebody owns you in the community. So the community had agreed that this is where people will be writing their debts, and this is where people will be. It was like, actually it's like the earliest form of blockchain, because one thing, you could not be able to move this lock. You could not be able to move this lock, and then the community had a consensus mechanism agreeing that this lock will serve as an open ledger where people can be able to come and write their records there. So yeah, so they are there up to date. Some of them are deep into the ocean. They were submerged into the ocean, and yeah, they used to yeah. So that is Yapstone or Limestone, yeah, and that is it on cryptocurrencies, or on a history of money. So on I'll share these notes. I'll share these notes. Yeah. So on the notes that I shared, on the folder that I shared, I have this one, introduction to blockchain, and that this one, yeah, the introduction to blockchain. I have given an assignment. There is an assignment. So on this assignment, there is identify a pain point in your society and come up with an idea that can use blockchain. So hello. Let me share my screen again. So on hello. Sorry about that. Lost connection for a minute. Can you hear me? Okay, I'll take that one as yes. Yeah, take that one as a yes. So and I have there are two assignments, and the first one is to identify pain point in your society and come up with an idea that can use blockchain. Also, the second one is to identify how some of these ideas can be implemented using blockchain. So identify how some of these ideas can be implemented in blockchain. So you can come up with an idea based on the field you are in. And based on the types of blockchain we have we talked about, that is the four types of blockchain. We have the public, private blockchain, and consortium and hybrid blockchain. So you can do more research on the four types of blockchain, and the idea that you come up with, whether written on yeah. So based on the three types of blockchain we talked about, you can you identify the pain point and see which type of blockchain is suited for that type of for that idea. And it can be either written, the assignment, you can either write it or yeah, I would prefer if we do a write-up of the idea, so that these ideas will be the ones which will be building on top of them on the next topic. That will be on introduction to Ethereum. It will be introduction to Ethereum, and this is now where we will now be like getting deep into how you can be able to create a smart contract, how you can be able to now like implement those ideas and make them come to life. Yeah. So you can identify a pain point in your society and come up with an idea that can use blockchain. Identify how some of these ideas can be implemented using blockchain. So you can identify how you can be able to use, if it's record keeping, you can see how you can maybe like improve the workflow in your organization, or in an idea that you have. Yeah. Yeah. And maybe this idea can turn out to be something that can be funded, that can lead you to get funding or something. Yeah, there are blockchain companies which are offering people who come up with brilliant ideas in blockchain. They offer you a platform where you can showcase your idea and pitch to them, and then if your idea is something that can work, they get to fund you. So there is Solana, there is Avalanche, there is Zero, there is Ethereum Foundation itself. They are offering people with different grants. So depending on the field you are in, they offer you grants. Yeah. So it's something that we can build on, and yeah. Yeah. So that's about the assignment. Yeah, that's about the assignment. So the next step after a brief history of money is is uh, is yeah. So we spoke of blockchain. Let's do something. So these are some of the application areas where you can use blockchain, as we mentioned. So there is global payment, for P2P lending, microfinance, remittance, voting, title record, health. There is a whole wide space where you can use blockchain. We also we also stated how blockchain is used as a list of data blocks that are linked together. So one reference in the first block has the first block contains the previous hash of the other block, and the same and the same and the same, so making them interlinked. Then we talked about blockchain as cutting the middleman and removing the central authority so that we can have a direct transfer of Bitcoins and Ethereum. We also mentioned that blockchain has a consensus mechanism. After a finite time, all participants agree on a single state and on who owns how many Bitcoin stroke Ethereum. And also we said that blockchain is creating a witness, a way that things are transparent. They are transparent, and we have a way to track them. So if and every node and every person in the world is able to know that this is what you have in your account. If something is published on a public blockchain, all participants become witness. Is used for original stamp to create secure timestamp for document. Then there are some key features. I think this one I didn't mention about the key features of blockchain, or maybe I spoke about them. So we have a write only. People can only be able to write. The blockchain is immutable. It has transparent data storage, and then we have decentralized. It's decentralized. There is no need for intermediaries. It consistent state across all participants. So there is nobody like there is no node in a different country that has different records. Like if I do transaction of 10 Ethereum, then the node in the US, the node in China will have data that is consistent in every for all across all participants. Then it's resistance against malicious participant. There is something, this one I didn't mention about. I did mention about malicious participant, but not in deep. So there is a problem called the Benzenite fault. So the Benzenite fault was first posed to a Chinese military, whereby you see, during those times, when people used to go for war, they were put into camps. So there was a camp, let's say like one camp is like 100 meters away from the, not 100, but something. The first there were different ways. Like there was the first battalion which was placed near the war line, and then there is the other battalion, the last battalion that will be like counter striking. So the Benzenite general's problem state that people has to, the generals have to, without knowing the traitors, without the first decision made should be based on the first decision should be based by the true or the loyalist generals who are loyal to the army will come up with a concession or a consensus decision, or a decision they have made all together, regardless of the traitors. That the first good nodes, in the same case, that's what works in the blockchain. The first good nodes will come to a consensus agreement that this is the way we are supposed to validate things. This is the way we will be validating things, regardless of the nodes that don't agree. So whatever the good nodes, the good participant agree on, that is what will be true. Yeah. So it's also open to everyone. Everyone who has access is able to access it. Yeah. So that's the whole introduction, of the complete introduction to blockchain. I hope these terminologies are not a lot like to comprehend. Yeah. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. I'm asking if
Hello.
yeah. Hello. I can hear you.
I think the terms are okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. So yeah. So if anybody has a question, this could be a good time to ask.
When it comes to coding,
Mhm.
now writing the contracts,
Yeah.
will you teach us now from the basics, or we need to have some knowledge?
I'll teach from basic all the way to advanced, all the way to
Okay.
kind of advanced. Yeah. And for a person who has a basic knowledge of JavaScript or Python, that will be an added advantage for them, because they will understand. They will be able to like practice fast. Yeah. Yeah, but don't worry. The code is really simple. The code is very simple. Like let me share with you something. Something that I was writing. I hope you can see my screen. Yeah.
We can see the slides.
Okay. Let me share the other side. Kidogo. We just use Brave. Yeah, Brave. So Brave browser. So there is something called a limits IDE. That one I've shared the link on the chat. So limits IDE is a non-line code editor for Ethereum. For Ethereum. The programming language used in Ethereum and most chain or blockchain, that is the Binance, Solana, Avalanche. Apart from Solana uses Last. Neon uses Python. Sorry, uses Python for coding. They use Python for coding. So Ethereum uses Ethereum uses Solidity, and yeah, most blockchain are using Solidity, apart from Bitcoin, Avalanche, and Neon blockchain, which are using different languages. So this is how the IDE looks like. So we have the code editor looks like this. This is the online code editor. It's just like the normal coding editor, that is VS Code or Sublime or Python, PyCharm. So a file has an extension of .sol, the file into Solidity. Yeah. Wanted to deploy a simple contract like a hello world. And then we will be able to see how it looks like. So a hello world. Just a minute. So this a small contract called Hello World, and then there is the compiler. Solidity has a compiler, a list of different compiler, depending with what you want to use or the range you want to use. And then we have languages. We have Solidity, or yeah, this one is new, but I normally use Solidity. And then we have the deploy and learn transaction. So this is the environment. So we have JavaScript virtual machine. You can inject Web3. So when you inject Web3, you want to use MetaMask, not MetaMask as the wallet, so that you can be able to sign off your transactions using MetaMask or desktop wallet. And then you have account. So Ethereum generally offers like 10 wallet addresses with 100 ETH for testing purposes. And then we have the gas limit, we have the value in UAE, and then here you will see the contract that has been compiled. And then here you will have an address, load contract from which address. So from this above wallets, you can be able to load. And then the deployed contract will be shown there. So this is a small contract, a Hello World contract, which has a contract name. This is the contract name. And then we have a function to display the Hello World. And we have other wordings here. We have external, which is pure, and returns a string, which is a memory, and then returns. Inside the function, we have the words which are Hello World. So from here, Solidity compiler, we will select auto compile, and we can be able now to compile the contract. So it has automatically selected the stable version of the compiler here. From what we do when we are doing either data science or any programming languages, we have to initialize the libraries we are going to use. So for this, we normally do import, and then you import the library that you want. But you have to specify the language here up that you're using, Pragma, Solidity with this compiler version. So that's just something that you can be looking at. Yeah. That's something that we'll be looking at. And since the last because the last assignment will be the assignment for Ethereum, introduction to Ethereum, will be what are the benefits and limitations of Ethereum. Is the difference between not that one, but the last introduction to smart contracts. Introduction to smart contract will be having, we will create a smart contract. We'll create an ERC20 token. Yeah, We will create a NERC20 token, and we will deploy our own token on the test net. So you can be looking at it. So I've actually spoken about a lot, like the benzenite fault tolerant system, double spending. I also spoke about double spending yesterday. Yeah. So I think we are ahead. Yeah, but we will go into details and see how this the double spending problem and benzenite fault tolerant, how it applies to blockchain. Yeah. So I hope hope that will be, I'm hoping the class will be awesome for next week. So because we'll be diving into Ethereum. Yeah. Any other question?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, basically
Mhm.
in developing a smart contract,
Mhm.
are you saying that without the knowledge of JavaScript, you are good to go, or you still need to know JavaScript or Python programming?
For this class, you just need JavaScript. JavaScript. Because Solidity, if you have seen, it has similarities with and my contract got a problem. So okay, I'll try and solve it later. Yeah. So so long as you if you can take a look at the structure of this code, it's almost it's similar to JavaScript, and most of the functions are easy to understand. The way a smart contract is written is easy to understand. So like these are already created smart contracts, like this one. Yeah, like this one. So this one has a license. You have to specify the compiler version, and then here is the contract name, and then here you initialize the variables that you want to use. Like if you want to store a name, you say you just, if you want to store like the total supply equals to this amount. Yeah, it's supposed to be number, so you will initialize it as uint yeah, with a semicolon. So this is the total supply. Then you will say string, public string will be maybe ads token. A public string, it's token name like that. It's a string token name like that. You have the other string symbol, which is ads, something like that. Yeah, so you initialize, and then down here you now create a function to display them on the internet, on the output. So this should be, this should have been outputted. Okay, yeah. So we can deploy this contract there. And then once we deploy it here, if we want to view it, you have it there. So this is the output. This is the function to display. It's a function call that will be, if you click on it, it will display the string hello world, this one. Since we have made it external, and external means that it can be viewed by anybody. So there is public and private. So if you make a function private, you will be able to, only classes that are within will be able to see the function. But yeah, so that's it. So you are able to display that. So when it comes to an advanced smart contract creation, then you will need applications like coding editor, that is VS, if you want to save it, or to like have a local development on your machine. Because when you're developing online using Limits, which is an online editor, sometimes you don't maybe have enough internet to compile and code using this editor. So you will have to set up a local development. And then again, you want your smart contract to be integrated by a front end if you are creating a DApp. Yeah. So that's the. But first of all, we will understand the terms and the Ethereum space. The Ethereum space. We'll understand the terms used in Ethereum, and basically we will understand what is Ethereum and why Ethereum is useful when it comes to creating a smart contract and apps. Yeah. Yeah. So any other question? Hello.
I think I'm good.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So can we call it a day today? Leo to.
It's okay.
Yeah, you can call it a day. I hope today's lesson was awesome, and it was yeah. Yeah. Okay. Have a nice Friday and weekend.
Yeah, you too.
You too. Goodbye.
Yeah. Yeah, good night. Thank you.